Back with another edition of SVG Sports Tech On Demand series, taking you around the world of live sports video production and operations in the year 2021. We're going to talk a little bit about encoding in the cloud on premise with our friends at Videon Central. Their CEO, Todd Erdley, is here with us. Todd, wonderful to see you. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Brandon, great to see you. I'm just sad that I'm not seeing you in person, but I thank you and everybody at SVG for the great things you're doing.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. Definitely looking forward to the day where we can get back on site and, share a drink or share a coffee and share ideas again. But let's talk a little bit about the segment of the industry that you guys are focused on. This idea of encoding. Look, we're hearing a lot about the cloud and all of its capacities right now. How are you folks at Videon Central seeing how the cloud is impacting encoding and that side of the industry through some of the clients you work with?
I think it's a really great question. So what has COVID really shown us? COVID has shown us that there's going to be more and more content that we never before believed possible is going to be streamed. If I can go on ESPN and see the World Axe Throwing League, we know that there's transformative things that are happening. But the thing that we have to remind ourselves is that we're set up as a broadcast industry, a M&E industry, as a sports industry to encode video at the highest quality for the most pristine representation on the largest screens. But more and more, we're talking about secondary content. We're talking about non-produced or lightly produced content. And so what are the barriers to making that possible? Well, we start to see friction, and friction in the sense of a supply chain as far as getting video from camera on premise to encoder, to cloud, through CDN, into the playout. So what we've been really advocating is for areas where you need lower latency or lower cost or easier deployment or high reliability, why not look at that supply chain and friction and move critical encode functions from cloud to prem? So what does that really mean? So that means that instead of pushing up RTMP to the cloud and then letting the cloud do what it does, why not encode right the first way? Why not create HLS? Why not create dash? Why not create multiple bit rates? Why not eventually create Apple low latency HLS? Why not support SRT? Why not do all of those things? And so this is really the premise by which Videon's approaching the secondary, lightly produced content that's becoming more and more dynamic as far as opportunity for monetization and ingestion on sports.
Sure. Well, take us into the product line real quick. What are you guys offering, whether it's new or legacy solutions that are coming up big in sports right now?
Yeah, so our Edgecaster product line has really been taking off for the exact reasons that we're seeing how we can rebalance cloud and edge. And so what is Edgecaster? Edgecaster is a 4K HEVC H.264 encoder combined with a massive amount of compute power to create a video compute platform. And so with Edgecaster, we can deliver a series of solutions that are driving low latency. We have a series of solutions that are driving low-cost video streaming. And with Edgecaster, what we're really excited about is with so much compute power at prem on edge, we're able to quickly adopt new standards, new formats, new trends. One of those being ultimately supporting Apple low latency HLS, fully supporting SRT, fully supporting CMAP. So we're constantly evolving, constantly carrying our customer base forward. So we have a platform, but we have an evolution. And so this is really exciting that we future-proof, and that's a tough word to overuse, but we continue to evolve and develop. And so we're continuing to make Edgecaster a critical part of content, especially for sports and live content delivery.
Nice. That's great. So as you look ahead to the short-term future here, the sports world's opening up a little bit, and maybe we'll start to see things kind of resemble what they used to prior to the pandemic. But with the exception of kind of finding that next event where we can go on site, whether it's NAB or whatever, what are some of the things that you're keeping your eye on? What are some short-term trends that you're looking to see evolve?
So I think that one of the problems is going to be people need to re-engage with sports. And some people are going to go back to the ballpark or the stadium or whatever, but other people aren't. And we're going to lose some. And so how do we create highly engaged audiences? So what do we need to do? We need to create gamification. We need to create micro betting. We need to create secondary camera angles. We need to create different revenue streams. So we have to look at sports stadiums and fan engagement as an opportunity to augment broadcast through second screen events, rather than just saying, okay, it's part of the broadcast. We are going to quickly get to the point where people are sitting in the stands and they are holding their phone with a 5G connection, and they are personalizing their viewing experience while they're in the stands. And that same thing is going to happen as they sit in front of their living room. And then what we're really going to do is we're going to create social video engagement that says, you know what, it really was a strike. No, it was a ball. And those two people are arguing over that and looking at replays in their own dynamic way in two totally different places. So we're about to unleash a totally different workflow and set of experiences. And that's what we're really excited to be part of and part of driving.
Nice. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Todd, insightful stuff as always. Really appreciate you taking the time. And we here at SVG really appreciate all the hard work that you and your team are putting in to help support the live sports video production community at this time. Thanks so much for taking the time today.
Appreciate it, Brandon. Best to you and everybody at SVG. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Appreciate that. He is Todd Erdley. He is the CEO of Videon Central. Learn more about them and watch more of the SVG Sports Tech On Demand series right now over at sportsvideo.org.